To listen.
Present simple. I listen. You listen. He listens. She listens. It listens. We listen. You listen. They listen. Present continuous. I am listening. You are listening. He is listening. She is listening. It is listening. We are listening. You are listening. They are listening. Present perfect. I have listened. You have listened. He has listened. She has listened. It has listened. We have listened. You have listened. They have listened. Present perfect continuous. I have been listening. You have been listening. He has been listening. She has been listening. It has been listening. We have been listening. You have been listening. They have been listening. Past simple. I listen. You listened. He listened. She listened. It listened. We listened. You listened. They listened. Past continuous. I was listening. You were listening. He was listening. She was listening. It was listening. We were listening. You were listening. They were listening. Past perfect. I had listened. You had listened. He had listened. She had listened. It had listened. We had listened. You had listened. They had listened. Past perfect continuous. I'd been listening. You had been listening. He had been listening. She had been listening. We had been listening. You had been listening. They had been listening. Future simple. I will listen. You will listen. He will listen. She will listen. We will listen. You will listen. They will listen. Future continuous. I will be listening. You will be listening. He will be listening. She will be listening. It will be listening. We will be listening. You will be listening. They will be listening. Future perfect. I will have listened. You will have listened. He will have listened. She will have listened. It will have listened. We will have listened. You will have listened. They will have listened. Future perfect continuous. I will have been listening. You will have been listening. He will have been listening. She will have been listening. We will have been listening. You will have been listening. They will have been listening.
Conditional simple.
I would listen. You would listen. He would listen. She would listen. We would listen. You would listen. They would listen. Conditional continuous. I would be listening. You would be listening. He would be listening. She would be listening. We would be listening. They would be listening. Conditional perfect. I would have listened. You would have listened. He would have listened. She would have listened. We would have listened. They would have listened. Conditional perfect continuous. I would have been listening. You would have been listening. He would have been listening. She would have been listening. It would have been listening. We would have been listening. They would have been listening.